Hello, a very good morning. Welcome to the Mega News of 6 News coming to you live from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Redax 8, Nungwa Adogon. My name is El Samuels. The headlines.
NLC summons 4 tertiary education unions and employers over the strike. In business, fuel prices edge up after NPS sets new price floors. And on the international front, measles outbreak hits 7 North London schools, 34 cases confirmed.
The National Labour Commission has summoned the striking tertiary education unions and their employees over ongoing industrial action.
The summons, issued under Section 139 of the Labour Act 2003, Act 615, affects the Senior Staff Association Universities of Ghana, SSAUG, the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of the Trades Union Congress, TUC, the Federation of Universities Senior Staff Association of Ghana, FUSAG, and the Technical Universities Administrators Association of Ghana, TUAG. The Commission has directed the unions and their employees or mandated representatives to appear for a hearing to address the issues prompting the strike. The summons follows a High Court order on Friday, February 13, 2026, directing the striking workers to call off the industrial action with immediate effect and restraining them from continuing what the court described as an illegal strike. All parties are required to appear before the Commission on Wednesday, February 18, 2026 at 2 p.m. The Commission has confirmed that notifications have been duly sent. The SSUG, FUSAG, and TUC declared an indefinite strike on Tuesday, February 3, citing unilateral changes by the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission to previously agreed conditions of service. The strike, affecting several public universities, is over unpaid Tier 2 pensions and other outstanding financial obligations owed to senior staff members. The unions are also protesting the replacement of overtime allowances with a call-in allowance, which they argue violates a 2021 agreement and undermines staff rights and expectations.
Police in the Ashanti South region have intercepted a large quantity consignment of prohibited drugs at Chiafiasi Police Barrier along the Obuasi-Dunkwao Highway, leading to the arrest of 5 suspects.
The operation, carried out on February 13, 2026, resulted in the seizure of 257 packs of tramadol and 58 packs of tapentadol, popularly known as Royal. The drugs were being transported on a red OA Kia Grand Bed bus en route to Ayimfuri, near Dunkwa on Ofin in the central region. Addressing the media in Bekwai on Monday, February 16, Ashanti South Regional Police Commander Joseph Hammond Nyaba said the driver of the vehicle, Joseph Nkrumah, was arrested. During interrogation, he mentioned one perpetual as the person connected to the consignment. DCOP Nyaba further disclosed that while investigations were ongoing, the suspect, together with 3 accomplices, Dinah Mensah 40, Abna Nia 43, and Nana Ekuya, arrived at the Chiapiasi Police Barrier on February 14, 2026, allegedly in an attempt to bribe police officers with 50,000 Ghana cedis. The police accepted the money strictly for evidential purposes. The 4 individuals were subsequently arrested to assist with investigations, bringing the total number of suspects in custody to 5. The suspects have been arraigned before the court on Monday, February 16, 2026, under the Public Health Act 2012, Act 851, which prohibits the unlawful sale and distribution of drugs, herbal medicinal products, cosmetics, medical devices, and other household chemical substances. The Ashanti South Regional Police Command has warned that it will intensify operations against criminal activities within its jurisdiction, cautioning offenders to desist as the area will be made increasingly hostile for illicit operations.
Professor Mahama, the board chair of the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission (GTEC), has expressed concern about the poor performance of basic education certificate examination (BEC) candidates in the Sissala East and Sissala West districts.
He said more than 80% of students scored an aggregate 30 and above, describing this as worrying. Speaking at the 40th anniversary and graduation ceremony of the Tumu College of Education, Professor Mahama charged the college to conduct a thorough study into the persistent low performances of junior high school students in the two districts. He noted that in the 2024 BC results, no candidate in Sissala East obtained aggregates between 7 and 10, while other one students scored between 11 and 15, representing less than 1% of the 1,249 candidates presented. He further disclosed that about 89% of candidates in Sissala East scored an aggregate of 30 and above, describing the situation as discouraging. In Sissala West, the trend was similar, with no candidate obtaining aggregates between 7 and 15, while about 72% scored 30 and above. Where are all these children going? Professor Mahama questioned, stressing that such results limited students' access to quality second cycle institutions and future opportunities. He indicated that the problem was not limited to the two districts but reflected broader challenges confronting rural education across the region. He urged the Tumu College of Education, as it celebrates 40 years of teacher training, to take up the responsibility of researching the causes and proposing practical solutions to address the chronic underperformance in rural basic schools. He said the college's mandate to train competent teachers, particularly for rural communities, places it in a strategic position to help reverse the trend. Prof. Mahama congratulated the graduating teachers, but reminded them that they were inheriting not only a legacy of excellence, but also the responsibility to improve learning outcomes in underserved communities. He encouraged them to embrace perseverance, integrity, and commitment as they stepped into classrooms to help transform the educational fortunes of the Sissala area and beyond.
And now we move to the business desk, where fuel prices at the pump has recorded a marginal increase following a new directive by the National Petroleum Authority (NPA) setting revised minimum price thresholds for petroleum products.
Under the latest pricing window, the price floor for petrol has risen from 9 cedis 80 pesos to 9 cedis 99 pesos per litre, representing an increase of about 1.94%. Diesel recorded a sharper adjustment, moving from 10 cedis 47 pesos to 10 cedis 95 pesos per litre, an increase of roughly 4.58%. Liquefied petroleum gas (LPG) now has a minimum price of 9 cedis 05 pesos per kilogram. The directive mandates that no oil marketing company (OMC) or LPG marketing company may sell fuel below the approved price floors. The regulator says the move is intended to curb price undercutting and promote stability within the downstream petroleum market. At the pumps, state-owned GOIL is currently selling petrol at 10 cedis 24 pesos per litre, while diesel is priced at 12 cedis 53 pesos per litre. Among private operators, Star Oil Ghana is also retailing petrol at 10 cedis 24 pesos per litre, with diesel selling at 11 cedis 94 pesos per litre.
Now, away from the business desk, let's go to the international front, where at least 34 children have been infected by a fast-spreading measles outbreak in several North London schools, health officials have said.
The cases from Enfield were confirmed in laboratory tests in January, the UK Health Security Agency reported. A local GP surgery said 1 in 5 children who contracted the illness had been admitted to hospital, all of whom had not been fully immunized. Families have been urged to ensure their children are up to date with their immunizations against the highly contagious disease, which can cause serious health complications. Enfield's NHS Ordnance Unity Center for Health said on its website that there was a fast-spreading measles outbreak in several schools across the borough. It said infections had been confirmed in at least 7 schools in Enfield and neighboring Haringey. The 34 cases in Enfield represented over a third of the 96 total cases confirmed across England in the first month of the year. According to the UKHA's latest data, Enfield Councillor Alif Kazimoglu said the current outbreak had mainly affected children and some have required additional care with a short stay in hospital. She added, vaccination is the most effective way to protect yourself and your family. We urge everyone who is not fully vaccinated to act now. Enfield Council said it was working closely with the UKHSA, the NHS and local partners to limit further spread in accordance with national public health guidance. Dr. Vanessa Saliba from the UKHSA said the big outbreak was mostly affecting unvaccinated children under 10 in schools and nurseries. She said, measles is a nasty illness for any child, but for some it can lead to long-term complications and tragically death. But it is so easily preventable with 2 doses of the MMRV, measles, mumps, rubella, chickenpox vaccine. Children who had missed doses should catch up as soon as possible to protect themselves and other children who are too young to be vaccinated or unable to do so for health reasons, she added. Dr. Saliba also urged those traveling abroad over the Easter holidays to check their
Away from the international front, we turn our attention straight to the weather center, bringing the weather and its updates. Stay with us. The weather from the MBN Weather Center brought you in association with the Ghana Meteorological Agency for the next 24 hours of our time is going to be a bit impactful this morning, where we're looking at the weather and its updates for the next 24 hours. The coastline, early hours, mist and sunny periods and localized thunderstorms throughout the week. Slightly north of the coastline, early morning, mixed and fog patches and sunny appearance are also expected with some localized thunderstorms or rain. During the middle belt, will also experience some early morning mixed and fog patches, sunny periods, slightly hazy and localized thunderstorms, and also rains in the next 24 hours. Transition period as well as the northern sector. In midweek, early morning mixed and sunny periods, localized thunderstorms and rain are also expected. Now we look at the temperature for the next 24 hours, where the coast will have a minimum of 23 degrees, a maximum of 32. A forest 23 degrees minimum, maximum 35. Transition, a minimum 21 degrees, maximum 37 degrees. Northern sector, a minimum of 24 degrees, a maximum of 39 degrees. And that brings us to the end of the weather and its update from the MBN Weather Center. But before I take leave of you, we take a second look at our headlines.
NLC summons all tertiary education unions and employers over the strike. In business, fuel prices edge up after NPS sets new price floors. And on the international front, measles outbreak hits 7 North London schools, 34 cases confirmed.
For more news, log on to MBN 360. We're also live across our social media handles. Up next is a sports update. Good morning.